What's up, y'all? Crisco here. Hope y'all are doing good. Cows are mooing, going pretty loud. We're gonna go. Mm, we're gonna go see them. If I can get them to move. Mm, 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 mm. Moo. 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 What's up, Jacob? How you doing, man? If you want to come up, come up. It's just us, man. If you want to come up, come on up. Got a bunch of wood. Okay, that's cool. I got a bunch of wood here, Jacob. Ready for Easter, man. I'll tell you what. I might be able to cook a peach cobbler for Easter, Jacob. Oh, that's all right. That's no problem, man. I'm uh, I'm just chilling out here. I'm gonna do my live stream tonight too, so my all night sleep stream. I got some good food tonight, Jacob. I got some white beans and sausage. That's gonna be really good. You can hear me pretty good, Jacob. Cool deal, man. Cows are mooing. You hear them? Moo. They mooing, man. They ain't playing today. They mooing loud too. Yeah, I just did a little stream a while ago. I said I'm gonna go ahead and try a stream yard. See how it goes. See if anybody shows up. Anybody wants to chat. Come on the panel. What you got for supper tonight, Jacob? You got some turkey and cauliflower? Oh yeah, it has. Yes, it's definitely been fun. I have a feeling. I don't know why, but I got a feeling tomorrow morning's gonna do real well too, Jacob. I just have a feeling tomorrow morning is gonna be a good morning. A lot of people are just gonna be excited because a lot of people are off Friday, and I just think tomorrow morning is gonna be a real fun stream. So I'm looking forward to it. Whoa. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the stream tomorrow morning. Oh, okay, turkey bacon. Yeah, turkey bacon is good, Jacob. I like turkey bacon. Yeah, that's some good stuff, man. I like all bacon. Let me check something. Hold on. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna do real well. Real well, Jacob. Yeah, we can get we can get Donna and Candy and all them in there. Look, my little goats. They coming. Oh, they coming. Um, LSU plays tomorrow. What's up, Sticks? Yeah, LSU plays tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. We start playing Arkansas tomorrow at 6. I think it's at 6. My goats are all coming around me now. I think they're hungry. But I'm really happy. I want to tell y'all, man, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate every one of y'all. And I'm really happy with the progress of the channel, especially in the last couple months. I'm really happy. I want y'all to know that we still got a long way to go to get to where we want to, where the goal is. But you know, um, we're progressing great. There's been some really great morning streams. But all the streams have been really great. You know, to be truthfully honest with you, you get 10 people in the stream and 10 thumbs ups. That's a lot. That's a lot for a small YouTube channel. People got things to do, and people got a lot of things. People are busy, and if you get, like I said, you get 10 people in the stream and you get 10 thumbs ups, um, you know that's you doing good. So hey, yeah, and I'm very thankful for all of y'all. If y'all want to come up, I'd be honored to have all my rowdy friends come up. What's up, Sticks? Sticks HD Gaming. Yeah, I'd be honored. I'd be honored. I'm honored when y'all come up, man. I want y'all to know that. But I know if y'all busy and eating supper or whatever, I don't. It's all good. When y'all do come up, I'm honored to chat with y'all. Cause without people watching, you ain't got nothing, and y'all make this worthwhile. My little goat, Bocephus, is walking around in a circle. What y'all plan on watching on TV tonight? Sticks HD, Bocephus, Jacob Dean. What you plan on watching on TV tonight, man? Great group of people. Well, I heard, one of the keys of being successful on YouTube, if not the most important thing, is to develop a great community of folks. You have to develop a great community. You have to build a community, and I think we doing that. We getting a lot of good people in here. We got our little trolls eventually. Especially when the page loads up, we get some trolls in here. Support is good for the soul. Yes, it is. We get trolls in here every now and then. Everybody does. And trolls can help a channel, believe it or not. Trolls, I don't look at trolls all that bad. Trolls are just people wanting attention, is what trolls are. But hey, watch hours and all that. You get people watching. That's appreciated. They're just when they get out of hand, you gotta time them out, do stuff like that. That's where the moderators come into play. And I tell you what, I got some great moderators here. Jacob Dean and Emily. My boy Four Natties at the Hey, what's up, Four Natties? Let me see if he's there. Four Natties.
Hello.
Hey, Four Natties, I just want to say something, man. I think you have a great channel.
Yeah.
I really believe that. You have an awesome channel. For I love because I've been paying attention to your channel a lot more, and all the updates on the LSU and the Saints, the little tidbits, little especially right now we kind of scrounging for information. The happy birthdays to like Devery Henderson and Aaron Brooks and
Yeah.
stuff
Um,
like that. I think that's awesome. I think you're doing an
yeah.
awesome job, man.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I'm a big, Twitter user, and I pay close attention to both the LSU and Saints social media pages, and um, that's where I usually get all my information. I share it to
Hey,
YouTube.
do me a favor. Can you talk a little bit about that? I can't remember his name offhand, but that big defensive lineman we got from Wisconsin. That's a senior.
Yeah. Yeah. He's going to provide depth. He's going to be a guy that can be in the rotation, and that's really what LSU needed, uh, because they're short on depth at that position. They still got bodies to add there. Um, they're still going to add a couple more defensive tackles, but um, I think it's a good pickup, a veteran guy that's played a lot of football can come and be in the rotation.
Yeah. So good pickup.
Yeah, but they're not done. They still
Yeah.
got a couple more defensive
I know
linemen.
that they had their LSU had their pro day. Was I think it was today, huh?
Yeah, listen.
Uh huh.
Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Brian Tom, all of them are going to be top 15 picks. Jaden and Malik will probably be top 5 picks.
Hmm.
Um, I don't really. And I know Malik Neighbors performed well at the pro day today, but he's going to be a very high draft pick anyway. So I don't really pay much attention to all that, um, unless it's someone with a lot to prove. And none of those players really have anything else to prove. They proved it all last season on the field. So they're all going to be picked very high in the draft a month from now.
Yeah. Neighbors ran like a 4.35 40, I believe.
Yeah, I mean that's probably about what he was projected to run around there, maybe a 4.4 around the end. So it's a good run. But he's going to be picked probably in the top 6, I think, is where he'll be picked.
Where do you have him penciled in if you had to guess?
I think either the Chargers or um, the Giants is where
Yeah.
he'll end up.
Yeah, they
Malik,
could both use a good receiver, huh?
yeah. But the Chargers obviously have their quarterback and Justin Herbert, but so I'd probably rather him end up there, um, because the Giants, their quarterback situation is not too great. Um, so
Do you see any scenario where the Saints would trade up for a player like in the first round?
I think it would be for one of the top offensive linemen if they did. But my prediction is that they're just going to stand pat at 14 and take their offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, that would be good. We'll see what happens. We getting close, man. The draft is next month. We getting to the end of March. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the draft.
Yeah, always always a lot of. This is one of the busiest times of the off season. Around this time, March and April, free agency is the first wave of free agency has already happened, but there's still some free agents out there. And then obviously the draft, a lot of LSU spring stuff going on, the spring game on the 13th. So a lot going on. Um,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's fun, man. I love going to the spring game.
you know,
I gotta find out if there's a softball game that day, because one time I went, one time I went to the spring game and there was a softball game right after the game, and I got to go watch the softball game too. So that was a really good day.
um,
It's not because it's not far, like from the stadium off of Skip Bertman
yeah,
Drive.
yeah,
It's not far from the football to the softball stadium. It's a lot of fun. But that's really what I wanted to tell you, man. I said next time I talk with him, I'm gonna tell him I think your channel is very underrated, man. Underrated. I think you have a really
still,
great channel. I don't know why
still
you don't have.
not many subscribers to show for it though.
Yeah.
Hope that can change.
Somehow you gotta figure out a way to share it on some LSU pages or
Um,
some just somehow it has to be just to kind of see it just for Saints and LSU or some Saints pages, just maybe some Facebook pages. But I think it's a good little channel, man. I think it's a I remember growing up, man, when I years ago I used to listen to the radio back in the dog days. Back in the dog days when there was no internet and all that stuff. And I used to scrounge, man, for any little piece of Saints information I could get or
yeah,
LSU information I could get. And especially in these days, right now, we kind of don't have much going on because we're just waiting for the draft.
yeah,
But it's going to catch on. I promise you it will. I promise you your channel's going to catch on.
yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing a good job.
Hmm.
Let's see who we
Yeah,
got in here. Steve and Tina Jewell, Jacob Dean, Sticks Gaming. You got 5 folks watching.
yeah. More about.
Mm.
I'm obviously counting down the days to the spring game just because it's football. It's really the most you're going to see LSU out on the field until the actual game on September 1st. So, but listen, I'm going to watch. I'm going to pay close attention to it, but I'm not going to overreact to anything that happens in the game.
Oh
Um,
no.
so, I mean, some people do that. I see them in the comments all the time. This team's trash. Their spring game. It. I mean, it. I see it all the time, and I always make sure to not um, be overreacting to a scrimmage. So
No. The spring game, to be honest with you, the spring game is a scrimmage, and it's fun to see the different players doing their thing, and you know what the spring game to me is, man. It's a free scrimmage to go in Tiger Stadium. But I always tell people, I talk to a lot of people, and I ask them, "Have you ever been to an LSU game?" And there's a lot of you would be surprised how many people have never been in Tiger Stadium. And I say, you know what? You can go to the spring game for free. Go check it out. Go in Tigers. You could sit all the way at the bottom behind the LSU bench, and you know, it's really, really just especially when the weather's pretty. It's just a fun day, and it's just a I just have fun with it. You can't judge a team based on the spring game, but it's fun to see the
But I see people doing it all the time. It's just how
yeah.
the people on the internet are.
I'm sure and look, they got so many people. You got good fans, you got bad fans. It's amazing. You know what's amazing? I'm gonna tell you. You got fans that are hateful, that can be just mean. You got good fans. When you have such as big a fan base as LSU has, when
Yeah,
you're a fan of LSU and you got so many people, you're gonna
yeah.
have good and bad.
You
And
know, I wouldn't consider myself some amazing LSU fan because sometimes I say things that I probably shouldn't say. But I'm good. Sometimes I'm just gonna speak if I think this player's not any good. Um, I'm gonna say, and some people might not like it. But
yeah,
I've probably said stuff sometimes I shouldn't have said. But I think I'm definitely know a ton for someone that just is a fan. Um, I think I put a ton of my time into this team. Um, so you don't know how badly I want to see them win. So um, listen, so sometimes I can type stuff on the internet I shouldn't say, but and there's a ton of fans like that from all kinds of fan bases. But there are some very nice LSU fans that probably are a lot nicer than me. So I'd say that.
yeah. We all see things in the heat of the moment. Things maybe we regret saying, but that's part of being a fan is dealing with the goods and the bad. But here's the thing. Here's the good thing though for Natties. We gonna be fans next year, 5 years, 10
Yeah,
years, 20, 30 years from now. We'll still be LSU fans.
yeah.
Win or lose. So that's what makes us true diehard fans. And but yeah, man, if you weren't a true diehard fan, that Ole Miss loss wouldn't have hurt when we
I,
lose to
I
Alabama.
definitely that Ole Miss loss after that game. You probably shouldn't look at some of the stuff I said on the internet after that game.
You were rough, huh?
Yeah, that was definitely some ugly stuff said. But that's just how I am. I'm
Yeah.
just I put everything into this team. So
I hear you. Give me 1 second. Now let me ask you this: where do you rank your? Do you get emotional like that with the Saints the same way as you do LSU, or are you more of an
well,
LSU than
I
Saints?
can get sometimes the Saints can piss me off, but I think I've said this before. I've said this before to other people I've talked to. An
Mm-hmm.
LSU loss hurts a lot more, especially when LSU's good and they go out and lose a big game. It hurts a lot because that can blow your season. One loss in college football can blow your entire season. But in the NFL you can lose like there's more games in the NFL, you know, and you all you have to do is win your division. It's to sum it up, the LSU losses hurt more most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you remember watching your first? I'm gonna ask you this. Do you remember watching your first Saints game?
Yeah, I can't exactly remember. I think we were playing the. I can't. I know I started watching football about. I think it was 2015 is when I really started getting into football.
Okay.
So the Saints weren't any good. The Saints weren't any good in 14, 15, or 16. They went 7-9 all those years. Now Drew Brees was still putting up ridiculous numbers, but
Yeah.
the defense wasn't any good. Um,
Kyle's are
so
talking over you, Fournets. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna mic the mute while you talk. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
what what?
No, the Kyles were talking over you. You were trying to tell me something, and so I'm gonna mute the mic and so I can hear what you have to say about the when you first started following the Saints.
Yeah, when I first started following the Saints, they just weren't that good. They were just a 7-9 team. Um, because the defense was awful. It was not good. Drew Brees was still putting up really good numbers as he did every year, but it was just the defense wasn't any good. And really, what turned it around was the 2017 draft when they got Lattimore and Ramczyk and Marcus Williams and Alvin Kamara. That's what turned it around. Um, and really, when the Saints started had that 4 year run, but they never could win. They never could win at all. Um, they'd always fell short in the playoffs. So, but uh, so I've been watching the Saints. One, two,
Well,
three,
I'm gonna
four.
take you back in time to way before you were even born, and I'm gonna ask you about some names and see if you remember some of these guys. Do you follow much of the Saints history before you started following Saints football?
Yeah, I know um, a lot of the players since 2006 post um, Katrina and um, when Sean Payton and Drew Brees got there, but I can't tell you a ton before that.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you when I started following the Saints, and that was in 1987, and I was about 9 years old, 8 9 years old,
And
and I could
that's
and
about how old I was.
this was the first time the Saints had ever made the playoffs. Um, and I can remember the Saints went played the Minnesota Vikings and they ended up losing 44-10. They were winning 10-0 in the playoff game. And my dad's girlfriend at the time brought me to the mall and bought me my first Saints T-shirt, and I still have it. And I remember that game on that Sunday. The Saints were winning 10-0, and we ended up losing 44-10. Uh, but some of the players that I'm gonna ask you if you ever heard of, okay? Bobby Abear. Have you ever? You know who that
Yeah,
is, obviously.
yeah, yeah,
O-
obviously.
Okay, what about Dalton Hilliard?
I, I can't tell you much other than I think I've heard that name before.
Okay, he played for LSU. He was running back
Yeah,
for LSU, and then he
yeah,
went
dude,
with.
you're right. I've heard a lot of these names. I just can't. I don't have them.
Yeah,
Um,
well, it's just like if somebody asked me about Archie Manning. Archie Manning was a little bit before my time, so I never got to watch him play. But we had the Dome. You know who the four members of the Dome Patrol were?
well, I've been, that's that, you know. Um, no, I can't name them. I
That's all
know,
right.
but my dad, he's what, I think he's 67, 68 years old. I think he turned 68 in May. Um, he's told me about he's been a Saints fan. Now he used to actually follow the Chargers. He's because he lived in San Diego for a bit. But he has I know about the Dome Patrol because um, obviously I follow the Saints a lot, and my dad has been a Saints fan for a long time. He's told me
Yeah.
about them, about the really good defense they had. But they were in the. I think I know that they were in the same division. They were in the NFC West,
Yes.
and they were in the same division with Joe Montana and the 49ers team, and that that really sucked because the Saints always, you know, were coming in second. They could just never pass up those great 49ers teams in the NFC West. And I think I'm remembering this right. But
Did you have you ever heard? I know you've heard of Martin Anderson, the Great Dane,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
The kicker. Yeah,
yes,
he had a great leg on him, and so I grew up with all these guys. You know, the Dome Patrol was Pat Swilling, Ricky Jackson, Vaughn Johnson, and Sam Mills, and they
yeah.
all made the Pro Bowl.
I've heard all. I know. I've heard them. I know who all four of those are. I just um, couldn't name them off. I couldn't name the Dome Patrol off the back of my head, but
That's all
I
right.
know that.
And then we had see, before you were born, does your dad talk about the Mike Ditka years at all?
No, I don't think I've ever heard that name before.
Mike Ditka. There was some rough years. He brought in. I'll never forget when I heard that Jim Mora was our head coach,
Yeah,
and then he stepped down, and then Mike Ditka got appointed as the new head coach. This was in 1997, I believe, and he brought in. That was when I attended my first Saints game. Believe it or not, he drafted Danny Werfel. You know who Danny Werfel is?
I've heard the name.
Well, he won the Heisman Trophy, and he played for Florida, the Florida Gators, and back when Steve Spurrier was there.
Yeah,
But um, I got to go watch. He in my first game was in 1997 when the Saints actually Jerry Rice was still with the 49ers and Steve Young, and we lost 20-0. But I was just so happy to be in the Superdome. My first game. It was just I'll never forget it. And
yeah,
it was just my first time in New Orleans. I mean, it was just great. And then so we survived. We made it through, and then I'll never forget when my buddy. I'm gonna just say his name. He passed away, but his name was Alan. He came. He said they fired them all, Chris. They fired Ditka and the whole staff, and they brought in Jim Haslett. Jim Haslett was did great in 2000. The Saints had Jeff Blake. They brought in all kind of free agents, and Jeff Blake got hurt against the Raiders. Aaron Brooks came in. So I know you know. Now, what do you know about Aaron Brooks? Did you follow Aaron Brooks at all? Four natties? Oh, okay. I'm by myself. All right. What's up, SMU? Hey, Four natties. If you want to come back up, you can come back up. If you don't, I understand. No worries. I didn't realize you had left. Oh no, I won't. I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm just gonna keep talking, okay? So we had Aaron Brooks, and it's no worries. It's no worries, my friend. It's no worries. So we had Aaron Brooks, and Aaron Brooks in his first year was an amazing quarterback. Um, he would run and throw, and he had like a year. He had 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back up. Okay, four natties. So you there, buddy? Hold on, I think four natties is back. The cows are still mooing, four natties. Hold on. Okay, four natties says hold on. Okay, SMU says they hired a new basketball coach. Who'd y'all hire? Andy Infield. Okay, that's cool. Congratulations, SMU, on your new coach. I'm just wrapping up some history with from USC Trojans. Okay, that's a pretty big hire. And I'm just wrapping up some old Saints stuff with four natties. Hold on. Okay, Fornattis just has to be muted. All right, so he's Fornattis is listening to me. So I'm gonna tell you because I'm gonna have to get off myself in a little while. I gotta put my goats in a little while, but I will be live for the sleep stream tonight. Okay, so Aaron Brooks, his first year was amazing. I have to say, and I even bought me an Aaron Brooks jersey. I remember going to the game. I would take a bus ride and go to the Saints games, and it would bring us right to the Superdome, and it was some great times. But you know, Aaron Brooks, my God, Aaron Brooks just seemed to struggle. He struggled a lot. Okay, and so anyway, this went on and on until 2005, the Katrina year, and then that's when that's when we ended up getting Drew Brees. So yeah, that's the history of it. And then the rest is history. Drew Brees was the best thing to ever happen to the Saints. What's up, Emily? Emily is here. Emily's Country Live. Everybody, check out Emily's channel. Emily, if you want to come up and say hello, you're welcome to. I'll be live a little bit longer. It was okay, Emily. Tomorrow at 5 will be better, but it was okay. Thank you for asking. How was your day?
Okay, I'm back.
All right, the natties, the four natties man is back, y'all. But basically, four natties. What I wanted to tell you is Aaron Brooks wasn't the worst quarterback, but boy, he sure made some silly plays. And that's the truth. He did some stuff that just didn't make no sense.
Yeah,
But it was a trying time to be a Saints fan. We this is honestly what I believe, and this is what worries me. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm not the biggest Dennis Allen fan.
yeah.
Uh,
Nobody is really. I mean,
Um, I I just don't want the Saints to accept mediocrity as winning, and I honestly believe that in those years, the Saints accepted mediocrity as it was okay, and it's not. Mediocrity is not okay. You don't want your team. You don't want your team to be 8-8 every year. You know.
yeah. And my prediction is Dennis Allen is probably on the hottest seat right now in the NFL. Well,
Hello.
if not,
Hey, Emily.
it, definitely one of the hottest seats. And I just don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna survive. I think this will be his last year in New Orleans. Um,
Yeah. What do you think? What is your what do you think the Saints have to absolutely record wise
I
do
think
this
they have
year?
to make the playoffs. Now I don't think they will, and I think that'll ultimately end up with him getting fired.
Oh wow! So you don't think the Saints make the playoffs this year?
Well, they were supposed to last year and they didn't. So
Yeah.
I don't think they will. And obviously the division got harder with the Falcons signing Kirk Cousins. So
What's
um,
up, Emily's Country Live?
Not much.
What do you think? Do you think the Saints make the playoffs this year?
They lost the other day, so they need to make a comeback.
How's your channel doing, Emily's Country Live?
So far, I got 83 subscribers.
All right,
I'm hoping to get more.
getting it done.
I'm still trying to grow my channel and trying to think of more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, getting it done on YouTube. Are you subscribed to Four Natties? And Four Natties, are you subscribed to Emily?
Yes,
yeah, I'm pretty. I think I am. Yeah.
Well, cool. What about Friday? What y'all doing Friday for Good Friday? Y'all have any big plans?
no, not really.
No. We we used to ball crawfish, but the crawfish are too high this year.
Got that right.
So I probably gonna have some fish sandwiches.
No.
Good old fish burger.
Ooh,
I wish my boy Joe Valdez was here. He'd have his
right.
puppets. Got my goats.
Sorry I haven't been on as much. I have been busy with doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been going to the doctors and trying to get ready for my tonsils to be removed, which I have to have them done in New Orleans.
Yeah, you gotta get them. You gonna get those tonsils removed, Emily?
Yep, big time.
You'll be eating a lot of popsicles after that.
Popsicles, ice cream, jellos, puddings, yogurts.
Yep, all those good things.
And you know I'm
Soups,
gonna get.
mashed potatoes.
Um, you can,
Was that for natties?
um, I'm just gonna. I was just gonna say you know I'm gonna get my hopes up for LSU football this year. I do every single year, but feels like I just hope to not get let down again this year. I'm always gonna have excitement, and no different this year. There is
Yeah.
excitement going into the season, but feels like
You expecting our defense to be much improved?
well, um, well, it can't get any worse. It was
Yeah.
it, so, but I do because I think Blake Baker is a proven really good SEC defensive coordinator. So I don't really, and I think it should improve. Yes, that's my prediction. But I think it can. If it was so bad last year, I just want it to improve to a mediocre defense because that would be a big jump up from what it was last year.
Yeah.
So
I sure hope so, man, because I don't want to be losing like we lost last year because we
yeah.
couldn't. And we're gonna. I don't know that we'll be able to put up as much points because we don't have Jaden Daniels this year.
Well, um, listen, you, um, if the defense can take a major step forward, you're not going to have to be scoring 50 points to win. But
Yeah.
if the defense doesn't take a big step forward, then you probably will. And like you said, Jaden Daniels um, was the Heisman winner last year. He put up incredible numbers almost every game. So listen, but I do think Nussmeier's a good quarterback, but um, I obviously don't think he's going to put up Jaden Daniels numbers, but I don't think he has to as long as the defense can, you know, take a step forward.
Right. Well, all right, y'all. I gotta put my goats up. I'm gonna talk with y'all after a while. I'll be doing the nightly sleep stream after a while, and thank y'all for everything. I enjoyed the chat with y'all. Go Tigers, and who that say they go beat them Saints. So
Yep,
y'all have a great evening. We'll talk with y'all later.
later.